Hey guys, I'm back for some more Art of War 3, and in this precious and epic Halloween tournament called a Pumpkin Madness, uh, I will be playing the tournament. So yeah, yeah. Okay, so we start off with scouting, pretty good, pretty decent, and I got pretty lucky there. All three of those pumpkins were on my side. So that one was actually a gold container. Those ones that you open at the end of the battle. Pretty useless in the start of the battle because I need an advantage. But to compensate, I got another pumpkin that gave me three containers. So that gave me an upper advantage there. And so we see that my enemy goes full assaults. And so I decide to go armadillos. Because the reason I go armadillos instead of coyotes is because I decide to make armadillos plus riflemen. So my armadillos will tank the fire while my riflemen will deal the damage. I don't have any troops yet, and I see a bunch of assaults coming. And so I decide to plop down two sniper towers on the top and south of my base. We can see my enemy going for the pumpkins. Now, remember, mass assaults are more effective than mass riflemen because of their immediate damage output. Because their grenades travel faster than a rifleman's grenade, and therefore can deal more damage output the moment it meets it. And so I decide to put a gold infantry attack boost to secure this pumpkin. And as you saw right there, my plan of tanking the firepower from the assaults to my armadillos worked. Because as you guys know, that the assaults grenades are armed against infantry. So when the armadillo tanks the firepower from the infantry, uh, that those grenades become less effective, as you can put it. Anyway, so we continue with the battle, collecting pumpkins and making more units as time goes by. And so I decide to move south because I have a pretty good amount of units. And we can see that my enemy has a horde of assaults with red arrows on them. Technically, these assaults have no firepower or health increase, but it does make them regenerate health fast. And therefore, since they regenerate health fast, their health seems to be tougher. But it's just them regenerating health faster. So yeah. Anyways, from my enemy collecting his pumpkin, we can see that it spawned my two allied dragonfly units, which is pretty good, pretty decent. That's a bad pumpkin. I decide to attack this guy, of course. I made a mistake of sending my riflemen first. Should have sent my armadillos first. That was a mistake. And here, my enemy gets a good pumpkin. But my force was able to take down that force. Now, if I waited a little bit longer, and he generated a few more assaults and attacked me, I probably wouldn't have stood the chance. So yeah. Okay. Anyways, my armadillos are taking the fire and putting out putting some fire. So yeah. Okay, so I sent one rifleman down there to get the pumpkin, and it was a bad pumpkin for me. So yeah, that's not good. Of course, just a reminder: this tournament is all luck based. Uh, in the beginning of the battle, if you scouted the map good, but you consecutively get bad pumpkins, that's pretty bad because then your opponent will have an advantage there. Uh, so yeah, that wouldn't work out. And so here we can see my armadillos are tanking the fire, and my riflemen are putting out fire to the enemies. And look at how much two fortresses can do. It reduced an army of like 30, 30 plus riflemen to like 10. But anyways, I got that pumpkin and I got this pumpkin. I got a bunch of resources, which is pretty good. Pretty good for the battle. And we can see here that my enemy decides to take the north pumpkin. And that's fine, that's fine. And you can see there that I just rebuilt a few power plants and supply centers. So pumpkins can be bad and can destroy your infrastructure. So yeah, that's a down part. And here we can see my allied aviation support going after my enemy's power plant. And seeing this, my enemy plops down two anti-air, but it's gonna be too late for him. And so, uh, getting pumpkins is actually good for you in this tournament. So technically, according to the statistics, for every 3 pumpkins you get, one of them will be bad. You have a 33% chance of getting a bad pumpkin and a 66% chance of getting a good pumpkin. So if you decide to win by collecting 30 pumpkins first, you would actually get 10 of them. About It's a percent chance. You would get about 10 pumpkins that are bad. And so we can see that my enemy decides to go on a full-on assault with his assaults, and I decide to retreat all my troops back because I probably could not have held out because my buildings are extremely weak and I need some support. And as you can see, my coyotes and my riflemen were able to to uh, to take down this assault. Anyways, I started producing coyotes because armadillos were just too costly, and the production time of coyotes were faster. So I'd be able to output more coyotes, and their coyotes are more optimized against infantry. So yeah, I decided to go for coyotes. And with the remaining armadillos, I decided to go on to this bottom flag. And so you can see my armadillos and that armadillo from my allied reinforcement was able to take down those assaults and capture the pumpkin. And we can see here that he has two Zeus and three hammers. That either means one of two things. Either he has HQ3 and he's outputting Zeus, or he got those from a pumpkin, like I got my Jaguars from a pumpkin. Anyways, the battle's about to end. I decide to go for all the pumpkins fast because I was losing pretty heavily. So I decide to send a Jaguar to this pumpkin to prevent from him capturing it. And you can see here that I have a allied reinforcement of a few Jaguars and Armadillos, which is pretty good. And we have I'm capturing that pumpkin and this pumpkin. So after these two pumpkins are caught, I would have won the battle. And so that's a good pumpkin, and that's a bad pumpkin. So we ended off bad, but it's a good battle. Good game.